CSGO devs seem to have something big planned, with some recent unreleased versus screens found in the game files, tons of information on Source 2 being dug up as well, and it's seeming inevitable that Source 2 will eventually get released. And to top it all off, CSGO devs seeming to be working on something else, possibly with an interesting test update post and saying that they promise it was nothing more, which they only really do cryptic stuff like this when a big update is on the way and in the foreseeable future. What exactly could this big update be? Is it going to be Source 2, an operation, or something else? Today, I want to talk about it. So as always, if you guys do enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And just before we get into it, check out how to get a free $5 trading with the sponsor, Skins Monkey.
Hi you! Yes, you! Would you like to get $5 for free for your first trade? Just use skinsmonkey.com and get your extra skins. See description below to enjoy the special promotion and receive 5% cashback for trading your CSGO skins.
Okay, so first off, I want to talk about all the stuff that's been leaked in the game files, starting with these end screen animations. Apparently, for the past few years, CSGO has occasionally mentioned this versus code in the game files alongside some other updates, and Gabe Follower, who uncovers a lot of stuff like this in the game files, points out that it could either be some new elements of competitive matches or a separate game mode. Originally, I thought it would be just a revamp to the end screen that we have right now in CS, but I suppose it could absolutely be for a different game mode as well. Maybe something with co-op too, as there seems to be some animations for 2 players alongside the 5-player animations that I showed at first. It's entirely possible those could just be used for Wingman instead, but either way, definitely interesting to see some potential, maybe quality of life updates that just keep the game up to date. But they could also possibly be tied in with Source 2 or just some overall revamp to the entire game. Most recently, maybe not related to Source 2, but to some update that could be coming, is that CSGO devs seem to be making some adjustments to the melee weapons that we see in Danger Zone. A guy named Zool, who started the Classic Offensive mod and seems to have a lot of experience in coding, pointed out that they've added descriptions to these weapons, which is only done when they're added to the inventory, buy menu, or some sort of in-game select screen like the Danger Zone drop selection. They're probably experimenting with a melee loadout or something. Note that Gabe Follower made this tweet 4 days ago on June 23rd, so all of this is really recent. I don't know how CSGO devs would integrate this in the normal game, so at most I think it could be something relating to some sort of potential operation game mode maybe. That's kind of just wishful thinking first off and my thoughts overall, but feel free to leave a comment because I really don't know what it could be related to. But even though this seems kind of random that I'm mentioning it, a lot of stuff like this has been uncovered in the game files in just the past few weeks alone, and especially since the start of the year. CSGO devs seem to be working on a lot of stuff like this, just some random stuff in the game files that is kind of all over the place, but a lot of it kind of ties in with Source 2 as well. Most notably, found by Twitter user Aqua is missing, there's literally mentions of pre and post Source 2 in the game files, most likely allowing users to opt in to use Source 2 whenever it eventually gets released, or stay on Source 1 for a bit until the game gets integrated. Most likely something like what we saw with the Panorama UI update when that got released, if you guys were around, because that was like a long time ago at this point. I feel like it was yesterday, but the Panorama UI update was actually many years ago. Either way, there's also some information relating to VACnet and what could be Valve adding a report to VACnet button on suspicious game matches. VACnet is Valve's AI anti-cheat, which automatically detects when suspicious things are happening in a game, and I believe as of now it just helps send them to Overwatch if it thinks somebody is sketchy, but possibly if they're confident enough with the technology behind it, even though I don't think there's necessarily going to be a direct report to VACnet option, maybe it'll just help with reporting people and getting them banned quicker and easier. Either way, I haven't honestly faced a cheater in many months in CS, so it looks like Valve have kind of sorted out the issue. I've also seen a lot of people on Twitter saying the same, but let me know again in the comments, are you guys still running into a lot of cheaters or any at all? Because years ago it was actually awful. Like every other game or every third game there's just a very blatant cheater, and even though MM right now has a lot of issues, cheaters doesn't really seem to be one of them, so at least we could be happy about that. But yeah, throughout these past few months there's been a lot of mentions of Source 2 in the game files, and it seems to be heavily in the works. Now whether or not that means this upcoming potential big update is going to be Source 2, I don't know, but I absolutely think something big is coming. As I covered in my video the other day, someone on Reddit pointed out that from Shattered Web to Broken Fang there was a 9-month break, but between Broken Fang and Riptide there was only a 3-month break, and Riptide was released a month before the PGL Major, and the next major starts on October 31st, and Riptide ended on February 21st. That's a lot of dates to go through. So if this next big update isn't Source 2, it's entirely possible that this could be a new operation. I mean, we have some end screen animations, maybe they could tie that in the operation mission somehow. We also have the cryptic tweet that seems like it would honestly be linked to something. Who really knows? Honestly, I think that Source 2 definitely is further out. I honestly think the most likely scenario and dates would definitely align with an operation coming soon, and then Source 2 sometime after that. I'm not even going to try and put a date on it because there's no real 100% signs of it coming like in the next few weeks or next few months even. We really don't know. Valve is doing a great job of keeping it really hidden, but either way, there's definitely high hopes for a big update in the near future. But beyond all that, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. So as always, if you guys did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And of course, check out Skins Monkey as well for that free $5 bonus. But for now, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.